Good morning. Bright and early in the morning. Sun's just now coming up. And you guys can see how dimly lit the interior is on Ruby. That doesn't add a whole lot of light, but it's time to upgrade our bulbs inside here. Let's get to it. Hey gang, finally getting around to getting the interior courtesy lights done on Ruby, and thought I'd pop the camera on. Told you guys I would, so I'm popping it on. I'm using Auxito lights. I've got 4 of the tube type lights, and then 6 of the interior, and then 4 exterior. And they even give you a little pry tool to help you get the bulbs in and out. But what I'm going to do, just because I can, okay, is I'm going to check the polarity on these and see which way is which, see which side is positive. Then I'm just going to mark them with red, and then I'm going to test each of my sockets in the truck to see which side's positive. That way I'm only putting them in once and I know that they're installed the right way. I like to take the fuse out of the vehicle for the courtesy lights, which I have done. It's a 20 amp fuse, and you would think that the sides with the numbers on them, that they would all test the same, but they don't. Au contraire. So I'm just going to pop one out, and we're going to use the vehicle circuit probe, and I'm going to use ground right here on one side. I'm going to apply power to the other side and touch it to the other side of the light. I've got 12.5 volts going in. There we go. So just to see, we're going to turn it over and check the other side. You ready? Nothing. So I just happened to get it right the first time. That side is my negative. This side is my positive. So all I'm going to do, this is just a marker. I'm just going to mark so that I can see the red. And I'm going to do that on these other 6 here. I'm going to do that on these 4. After I get that done, we'll get into the vehicle, start pulling the old bulbs and start sticking the new bulbs in. But we are going to pull all the old bulbs, put the fuse back in, check polarity so that we know what direction these bulbs have to go in. You don't have to do that. If the bulb doesn't come on, take it out, turn it 180 degrees, just like that, and stick it back in. We also have to perform a little bit of surgery on 2 of the sockets, and I'll show those to you right now. As soon as I get this out. There we go. Okay. See the size of that? It takes a blade type bulb, just like that, but it no fit. That's too small. So all I'm going to do is, I've got my Dremel sitting right here, and these are my door markers, door side markers. I'm just going to open these up on the left and the right there, or top and bottom, where you see the little crescents cut out of it. I'm just going to make those deeper. You're going to use a carbide bit, just make those a little bit deeper. Then I'll get all the dust particles out of it, and I'll do it until I can easily slip one of those bulbs in there. I'll show you when we get that done. So I'm going to test the bulbs. I'm going to waller one of these out, and then I'll show you about how much needs to be taken out. If you've got something like this, it's going on my 99 C2500 ruby. So in the blink of an eye. Doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to work, right? So there, we've opened them up and the bulb now goes in, so we know that we can install that. So I'm going to get the other one done, then we're going to take the bulbs out of the vehicle and test each of the sockets, determine which side is positive on those, so that I'm just one and done. A little bit more work on the beginning end, a lot less work on the tail end of it, since all these are now marked for which side is positive. So let me get this other one done and I'll see you guys in Ruby. Alright guys, we're in the home stretch. We've got these little guys right here. These are the push on push off courtesy lights that are in my particular truck. They were in the 88 to 99 to 88 to 2000 GMT 400 body style, and Buicks have had them. These were all over General Motors. Don't get discouraged if you pull this bulb out and this bulb with springs on the end doesn't want to fit. They do. All you have to do is take the unit off. It's just 2 screws, okay? 1 screw there, 1 screw down here. Take those, or 1 screw there, 1 screw there. Take those 2 screws out, all right? And on the back, I've got it marked where the hot lead is. Just right before you turn it on, check and see what your hot lead is. And when you determine that, just get a screwdriver and spread those springs a little bit and slip those down on the springs. You can see I've got that slipped down on the springs on both sides. And you can do it coming from the front as well, but I've got more than enough room up this way. I don't want to get those bulbs too close to the lenses and risk melting the lenses if I inadvertently leave one of those on. Now, in my truck, they will time out. Most will time out nowadays, but we're fixing to reinstall this, and then I've got that hole to waller out here real quick, and then we'll take a look at the LED bulbs compared to when I took the night shot at the beginning of the video. And then we will come out at night and take another look right before we end the video. So hang on. All right, no lights on, none nowhere. Let's open the door. There we go. These are really, really bright. See, that is all being lit up. Same thing over here, over there, and up here. One thing I will tell you here, with these two, positive is on this side, positive is on this side of this one, and this side of this one. They're opposite. So when you put those in, make sure you put your red dot on the other side. Just flip them over. I put them both on the same side, and what I wound up with was one that would not turn off. I'd turn one off, the other would come on, turn the other off, the other one would come on. There was no beating that system to where it wouldn't drain your battery. So if you run into that situation, just flip the polarity, flip the bulb around. That was the one that I did not test. I tested this side over here and assumed that far side was going to be the same. And it turns out it was not. So there's the timeout. And then if I hit the remote turns your lights on as well. So there we go. They are pretty bright. But we'll come out at night and we'll compare what they look like at the beginning of the video. Alright, it's time to see how bright these new interior lights are. Are we ready? Put the camera right there, right on the hood. Just press the unlock button. Inside of this truck is super bright. And these GoPros are not known for being good in the dark, so it's obviously not dark at all. I can turn the override on, and as soon as the lights time out, here, let me push the button in. Nope, they're still on. They're still waiting for the timeout. Pretty incredible. You can even see how dirty my mats are. There it went. See how bright just those two are. And again, these GoPros are not light friendly. Excuse me, not low light friendly. So all I pushed here was the dome light override, so I'm going to push it again. You see, let me go ahead and shut these out. We'll be in pitch black darkness. Now, I can't find the button. There we go. Ready? Super bright. Alright, that's the Auxitos on the interior. Last thing that we have to do are the headlights, and we'll get the headlights done hopefully before the first snow flies. Appreciate y'all. I'm out of here.